Stitch Roadies. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We are a all happy community of Stitchers, and to those that have been coming along on the journey, thank you for hanging in there with me. Let me tell you, it has been crazy, hasn't it? Well, I have lots to catch up on and lots to share with you. I have been trying to catch up on all my floss tubes, and I can't. I totally get how crazy that can be. There are so many people to love out there. But I will put in a list in the description box the floss tubes that I've watched this week, because there have been some. Although when we were camping, we had limited Wi-Fi, only because we had to use our hotspot. There was no internet or Wi-Fi in the campground we were in, so that makes it a little bit more challenging. At least we had electricity and water. Yeah, that was great. And I was in my stitching spot in Penny, which I just love. It's the most comfortable stitching spot for me. But I did discover something, and that is when we start traveling, which will be soon, I'm taking my elan frame with me. Yeah, because let me tell you, if I'm not stitching in hand, which is my go-to, I like stitching in hand, although I have so many different contraptions, hoops and Q-snaps to stitch with. I discovered some things. And that is when I have a project in a hoop or a Q-snap or on a scroll frame, I really need my elan frame with me. And it folds up and it's gonna be able to travel well. And the reason being is that when I had this hoop with me, being an in-hand stitcher, when I had this hoop, this is the project I took with me, the Stone Street Stitchery book house. The frame it was sitting on was here. This was the frame. But I realized that my thumb and wrist hurt more from holding this size. This is, what is it, 12-inch hoop, and I had to rest it against this frame to stitch, and I couldn't do my sewing method of stitching, which is I love, or two-handed. So it was great that was such a short camping trip, because it makes me realize as we make longer ones, I really do need to bring this frame with me. So I'm going to be doing that, but this is where I got on that project. And surprisingly, although with the tree, I chose to stitch the light cream colored first, I only had one little section that was off and just had to take that out and redo it. But I'm excited because I can tell this is going to be finished in this decade. I know. It's hard. It's hard when you're such a dreamer. I just dream big. I dream big. That's all I can say. So I'm back here at home, and I've got the hoop with the adapters on the elan frame, so that I can use a hoop, not just the scroll rods. And the scroll rod project now is the Prim and Proper Sal by Fat Quarter. Yeah, so that's on the scroll rods. The hoop is the Stone book house. I'll have it all in the description box. And then I have on my Q-snap that fits on this same frame, my little gnomes, and I decided to switch out the needle minder for a gnome one. That seems appropriate. And then I realized, although this is absolutely a lovely, lovely project bag, it needs a spring project in it, because when I saw this on Dot Dot Goose's site, I was like, oh my gosh, my gnomes have to live in there. Look at that. And I bought it with the little thread keeper. It's gnomes. The gnomes have to live in the gnomes. Oh, yes. So I will put that link for her shop in the description box, because she does absolutely excellent work. And I love that she puts her little tag with her name, because so many times we forget where we got these lovely project bags, and someone would ask and you'd be going, I don't know. So I'm switching out the gnomes into this bag. Yeah, they have to live in a gnome bag. Let me tell you, I loved having the Yazzie bag Crafter's Companion with me with this Stone Street. I am going to take a couple, when we hit the road for, an extended period of time, I'm going to take, 2 or 3 projects, and I think they will all fit in this Yazzie Crafter's bag. And so it worked great for this because it's so sturdy. I felt like my cross stitch was protected. Yeah. What else do I have to share with you? Oh my gosh, so much. So my friend Jolene, I met Jolene. She's a friend of a friend, but now she's mine. I claim her. She is a friend of my friend Karen. It's like connect the dots. We all shared a room and took a Sue Spargo class together. And if you don't know what who Sue Spargo is, you need to go to SueSpargo.com. It's a whole another world of stitching that is not cross stitching. But she sent me this lovely, lovely box of yummies. She used to own a shop, and when she closed the shop, she said she kept, a lot of thread. So she shared all of this thread, gentle arts, and look at that. Oh, look at all those. Oh, they're just lovely, 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 lovely threads. I was like shocked, because thread is like toilet paper used to be, And the fact that when someone shares thread with you, you know they must love you. And look at this gorgeous, gorgeous needle minder. I need to take it out of this bag so you can see it. It is Kelmscott Designs. It reminds me of like China. It's a beehive. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, it's so lovely. Yeah, it reminds me of fine china. So thank you so much, Jolene. That really warmed my heart. I spent some time down in Central Oregon. We had to go down for a variety of reasons. And I went to the Stitch and Post, and the Stitch and Post is starting to carry cross stitch. Yes, I mean, they're just putting their toe in, they're just getting started and just kind of feeling it out. But I got excited because I saw something right away that I wanted to do, and it is a June Bug and Darlin cross stitch kit. Look at this. Yeah, and I have a bee charm that I'm going to put right there, but this kit includes everything: embroidery hoop, counted cross stitch pattern, the cloth, 2 tapestry needles, embroidery floss, batting for framing, felt for the backing. I mean, literally everything you need to stitch, finish, and FFO this. I think this is genius, especially when you're traveling. You know, people, Sisters is like a destination vacation resort kind of place. So when you're traveling and you suddenly just feel the need to be creative, they have embroidery and cross stitch kits now that you can just pick up and be stitching. It's not like you have to go gather everything up, you know. So that's, my daughter-in-law sent me a picture of my grandson. I just love that. And see, it's been so long since I did a Stitch Roadie video. I should start taking notes. But someone that I was watching sent me down a rabbit hole of these RTO cross stitch kits. I was watching them stitch their project, and I was just like, I gotta go check this out. And so when I went on the site, I saw this kit, and again, this kit has the thread and the fabric and the pattern, but it's the St. John's Bridge here in Portland. Isn't that beautiful? And it's RTO. I'll try to put the link in the description box, but this is a good memory for me because when I was training for the Portland Marathon, I was living in Bend, and I automatically knew I was going to do better than I thought I was. You know, you set your own personal goals, especially when you're old. You don't compete against anybody else, although I did see a neighbor and try to outrun her. But I digress. So you're just kind of setting your own goals, and I knew personally that because I was training and running in Bend, Oregon, which was at 3,200 feet, that when I ran in Portland, it wasn't going to be as hard because, you know, the elevation is totally different. And so one of the organizers sent out information, and they said, you know, you have to train, there's elevation gain when you run from the bottom, you're running along the industrial area, and then you're coming up and you have to climb up the St. John's Bridge. You have to go across the bridge and you're on the west side of Portland. And I was kind of tickled with myself because I thought part of my training regiment was to run up and down Pilot Butte, which was a butte that was in the center of Bend. So if Bend's at 3,200, running up the center of Bend on this big butte and running back down, this bridge was going to be a piece of cake, let me tell you. Well, I can't say that race was a piece of cake, because when you're running 24 hours, there's nothing piece of cake about it. There's nothing piece of cake about it. But I have such fond memories of the St. John Bridge that I said, I kept all my numbers and, you know, your little ribbons you get and stuff. So I'm going to do this cross stitch and put it together with everything. I just thought that would be so fun. Yeah. And then I got this sweet card. It's like a photograph, and it's a beautiful photograph. It's an actual photograph. Yeah, St. Peter, Minnesota, I think it says. Don't have my glasses on. But Pat sent me this as a thank you, and she sent me this calendar. I can't thank you enough, Pat. I can't thank you enough, because I'm here to tell you, all of my friends and I that were nurses together in the hospital, we loved this type of calendar. We carried it everywhere. We wrote everything in it. And even though I have my phone calendar, I get nervous that I don't have a backup if I lose or my phone doesn't work to my life. So I love this, and thank you so much. And it's got this great quilt pattern on it. Great quilt pattern. So I know this is kind of going to be short and sweet. I just wanted to check in with you guys, and have you been looking at on Instagram or Facebook the Needlework Expo posts of all the designers? And my friend Megan from the Frosty Crafter, she's got her own shop now, the Jonesy Stitchery, I think it's called. I'll put that link down below. And just to see what's out there, I already called Acorns and Threads and pre-ordered a couple things. I know I'm going to get some more stuff. I told myself this was going to be the year of no shopping. That kind of went away. I don't know why. I just decided, okay, I'm over it. I did it for a week. What can I say? What can I say? The weather has been great. I saw a little family of deer walk by the back there, which made me really happy because I was worried I was going to be missing my herd of deer, my landscapers and sisters, but no, I've got a herd right here, so I love that. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit, it's because I had some iced coffee. I'm a little bit wired. But yeah, so I'm excited about all my stitching. It's amazing what a little change in the weather will do. It's amazing how G and I feel having the van back on this side of the mountain. It opens the possibilities of places to go and people to see. I am, yeah, really, really in a good place when it comes to my stitching. I'm trying to still get organized. It still looks like we just moved into this place. There's just spots that look like bombs went off in it because we stopped. We stopped working on it when we started living in it, you know. And so it's awesome. It's really an awesome path that we're on now. And I'm glad you're coming along with us. And I can't wait to run into you. I hope it's at Acorns and Threads. There's nothing more fun than shopping together. That's just, it's like, you know, it's so exciting when you're shopping with a friend. So, well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. I know it was like, blah, 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 blah. But next time I'll have more of a show on whip progress, and hopefully I'll be getting more things done and starting new things. Yeah, I was going to start something today because I think it's International Women's Day, and I ended up running errands and but maybe I'll still start something new. You never know. Well, take care. Love you guys. Welcome to the newcomers. Thank you to the old timers. We'll have fun stitching